So here's a little tip that I use when I'm doing a drywall repair. And I've seen a couple videos here and there of people suggesting that you could use a heat gun, and I've used one for years. But the difference is how you use the heat gun. This is just a $25 Harbor Freight heat gun. I set it to the highest temperature it'll go with the fastest fan speed. And I put it about 2.5 to 3 foot away from the area that I'm wanting to dry. And this is already a fast set compound on here. But what you're going for is to simply heat the air in the area in which you're working. You don't ever want to directly apply the heat to the wall, or try to stand here and hold the heat gun in your hand and try to feather yourself around so you're constantly circulating. And yeah, you're going to set yourself up for failure with that. This is I got this from a customer years ago, and I've always kept it with me because I used it at the one job, and it just has the perfect angle. I actually got 3 different angles that I can use. And it aims the gun up. This is just the old shoe rack. But it aims the gun up. It keeps me from having to hold it. It gives me a good distance away, because I can move it to anywhere I want to move it to. And if I need to go up higher on the wall or whatever, I have my scaffolding or my little bench that I use to stand on. But it greatly speeds up the whole process. I'll use this from beginning to end. This was a crack that nobody really saw, because at first we kind of thought it was one of these, because the customer had called and wanted this crack repaired and the same kind of crack on the other side. It's pretty significant, but as I was getting ready to apply the finished coat of paint, that's when I noticed that this wasn't just one of these black marks over here. It was an actual crack. But this helps me, and it'll help you if you do it right. And it will save tons and tons and tons of time of just waiting on drywall to dry. And you can mix it hot, or use hot mud all the time, but then you're limiting yourself to the ability of, how fast you got to work, and you still got to wait on it to dry no matter what. But this works, and it works great. I've never had a crack form by doing this, and as far as I can remember, over hundreds of drywall crack repairs, I have yet to have a customer call back. But I'm also a little bit picky about the jobs that I take on drywall crack repairs too. One of the big things with that being is age of the house. I typically, if a customer calls me out and see the crack, and then the first question I ask is how old is the construction, and if it's within 2 to 3 years, that's about the minimum that I will touch. Most of the time, I like to go between 5 to 10. I'll simply just ask them if it's something they can live with, or they can get someone else to do it, because what will likely end up happening is I'm going to come in, I'm going to fix the crack, and the house is going to settle again, or something else is going to move, or the original problem that I wasn't able to find because I needed to put a drywall screw right here in this point, this little corner right here, or vice versa. But this is a condo unit. She's selling it, and it's 10 years old, so all the cracks that have formed will probably be the only ones that will form. So I ended up doing a total of 6 in this house all the way around, and this is the bottom end. But I figured, since I'm wrapping up here and I brought my gun down here, I figured I'd make a YouTube video on this and try to clarify and give you the right direction to go with it instead of the hand method. I mean, find something stable to set it on. This shoe rack probably didn't cost $10, but it's probably made me $10,000. It's just a matter of how you want to look at your expenditures, but it works. Just highest heating, highest fan speed, 2 to 3 foot away from the drywall repair you're trying to dry, and you'll be golden, because all you're wanting to do is heat the surrounding air to make the drywall dry faster. You're not actually trying to dry out the compound directly. That's where you mess up. Do it too fast, you will start getting cracks. The mud will start drying on the outside too fast. It'll stay wet to the inside. The dry on the outside wants to pull the moisture from the inside, and the crack will form. So stay away from that. That's about all I got for this, but I hope if you finally see this and you have any questions about if you can use a heat gun to dry your drywall, I answered that for you and I gave you and showed you the right way to do it. Have a great day, and thanks.